Greetings and welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you guys are here. You're watching Unbiased Magic Reviews, the most objective magic review channel here on YouTube. Today I'm taking a look at Cheetah by Vernet Magic. Now you can pick up this card index for $45. You're going to get 2 slim pocket card indexes and an instructional video, which is about an hour. It's a little over an hour in length, where you're going to learn 4 routines. You're going to learn a bonus idea. And that's pretty much what you can expect here. Now, as usual, I have no disclosures because I paid for this with my own money. No one sent this to me. I have no affiliation with magic companies. So you guys know that my reviews are honest. I'm telling you the real details about this from my own road testing of this product over the past couple of weeks. Now, I'm happy to report to you guys that the advertising on this one seems to be completely legit. This is a very fast, easy to use card index. There's no weird hand motions, just like they advertise. There's no riffling. And you can instantly produce any 4 of a kind that somebody names, just like they say. And shortly, I'm going to demo one of the routines to show you guys how easy this really is to use. So I'm going to try to give you guys an idea of what you're going to get here on this instructional video, try to answer those questions you guys have. As usual, tell you guys my own impressions and give you guys my rating. So a little background to start out with. Those of you who know me well know that I love indexes. I like billet indexes and card indexes. And my starting point with card indexes was really to perform Eddie Joseph's premonition effect. Those of you who are familiar with my channel have probably seen my top 5 premonition effects. And in that review, I purposely didn't talk about premonition with a card index, although I favor the idea of performing premonition with a card index because then I can have the thought of card come out of my wallet, out of a sealed envelope from in my wallet, which is why I really like to use the index with the premonition effect. I'm going to go over a couple of other good utility ideas by the end of this review, so stay tuned for that. Let's go over the instructional video. I'm going to give you guys a good idea of what you can expect there and just try to answer your questions as we go. So first, you learned how to set up the index. For those of you who don't know what a card index is, you're probably watching the wrong channel. But a quick idea of what it is a card index is an apparatus that allows you to hold a deck of cards in a way that you can get to any card that you want to hopefully almost instantly, right? So Herman the Bot presents this to you and he shows you how to set it up. And the indexes actually come with some cheap cards already in there. So it's a no-brainer to switch out those cards for your favorite deck. It's very easy to do. So the setup really will take you 5 minutes or less. And because of the design of the index, it's very easy to remember the positions of where things are. And so once you do it once, you know the position of everything. And I think it took me less than 10 minutes to learn the exact position of where everything is in both of these indexes, because you're going to have half of the cards in one index and half in the other. So this is very comfortable to use in both pockets, although for those that are curious, you can put both indexes in one pocket and still use them without any problem. So there's no issue with that if you want to just carry them in one pocket. But if you put them each in both pockets, then you can carry it around with you for a longer amount of time without it being an annoyance or anything like that. So I would recommend that you consider that. Afterwards, Herman shows you how to use the index, which is very easy to learn how to use that. And because of the design of it, it's so simple to get to any card that you need to. Following that, he goes over a couple of applications. He really just scratches the surface of that because he talks about how the 2 main applications of using the index, which is 1, to get to any named card, and then 2, to use this to secretly get to a card. Like if you're using this for a prediction, right? Those are the main uses, but there's other good uses of this. And one example is like using it as an out. Like let's say that you're doing a card trick and the card trick goes south. And then, you can make a joke about that. You go to find their card, but instead you found the wrong card. And they're like, oh, that's not my card. You can make a joke about that and then say, actually, your card went to my pocket. And then you can produce it from your pocket. So like I said, there's a lot of other applications for the card index, which they don't go over, but that's okay, because other card indexes that I've purchased don't even come with an instructional video. So I have to give them a lot of credit for even putting this together. And then after that, Herman goes over the main routines that you can find on here. And if we start with the first one, the first routine is called Classic Brooks. And this is based on the original Herbert Brooks effect that you can find in the Jinx, which I'm going to touch on that in a moment. But the version that is taught here is very basic. You hand out a deck of cards, you let the spectators shuffle it, then you put half of the deck in each pocket, and then you ask them to name cards and you pull them out of your pocket. Finally, at the end, you can have them name a poker hand. You can pull out that poker hand out of your pocket, maybe a 4 of a kind, or any poker hand that they want. It's up to you. That is how this is taught. And I'm going to demo it for you guys. So let's take a look at it now. All right, here's a demo of Classic Brooks. This is the first effect you're going to learn, and probably the first one you're going to use, because it's a lot of fun. And I've had a blast road testing it over the past couple of weeks. I think that you're really going to enjoy it too. Hopefully this will also answer your questions in terms of how easy the index is to use and how fast it is too. So you're going to have a deck of cards shuffled by your spectators. When they're convinced that it's shuffled, you're going to take half the deck, you're going to drop it in one pocket, the other half you're going to drop in the other pocket. You can be like, all right, we're ready to go. Name a card. So I've got the random card generator here, and our first card is going to be the 6 of spades. So you say to the person, okay, 6 of spades. As you go into your pocket, and what you're going to do here is you're just going to pull out one card just like that. And of course, it's the 6 of spades. Gives you an idea. You could see the speed of this, right? Let's go with another card. So the next card is going to be, what the heck? Not that. It's going to be the 8 of clubs. So we got the 8 of clubs as the next card. Notice how there's no weird hand motion. My hand is going to go into the pocket and it's just going to pull out a card just like that. And of course, it's the 8 of clubs. Okay, let's go with another one. So the next card that they name, maybe it's the 10 of clubs. Again, the hand is going to go into the pocket as you are apparently looking for that card. So you're like, you said the, and they said, oh yeah, 10 of clubs. There it is, the 10 of clubs. Let's go with another card. 6 of clubs. Notice that they're all clubs for some reason. It doesn't matter anyway. So again, notice the hand goes into the pocket. It's really important too that you notice that there's none of this like weird hand motion, and you don't have to go fast. And notice there's no riffling, right? Like most indexes, you got to riffle a lot. So let's go for another one. Hopefully it's not another club. Okay, good, it's a diamond. So in this case, it's going to be the 3 of diamonds. So you say to the person, okay, you want the 3 of diamonds. So you're going to go into your pocket and you're going to pull out one card, which of course is the 3 of diamonds. So let's say that you tell them to name a 4 of a kind, right? In this case, what's it going to be? In this case, it's going to be the aces, right? That's really common. People like aces, so they'll name the aces as a 4 of a kind. When you go into your pocket, my tip to you is don't go fast. When you get your hand in there, like rummage around, make it look like it's difficult, because the reality is this, is that if you go into your pocket and you just come out like this, that's not going to look believable. Even though you did get all 4 aces, that's going to look like that was way too easy, because it was way too easy. Anyway, that should give you a really good idea of what the routine looks like. All right, so you guys took a look at the effect, and it plays really strong just as it is, but if you are interested in this effect, I would highly urge you to check out the Jinx magazine, specifically issue 12, where the original version by Herbert Brooks is discussed and taught. And the reason I'm telling it to you guys is because in the original version, it was a lot stronger. And the main reason is because when you hand out the deck of cards to the spectators, you have 3 people think of 3 cards, you have them take them out of the deck, and you have each person sign their card. Then the cards are returned to the deck, and the deck is shuffled by them. You put half of the deck in each pocket, and you instantly retrieve the 3 signed cards. Following that, the explanation that you tell the spectators is that you can pull out any named card, and you have people name cards and you pull them out, just like in the classic Brooks effect. So that was the original version, and the reason why I feel that it's so much stronger is because the initial phase where you're pulling out signed cards kind of cancels out any idea anyone would have if they do think of an index. It makes it seem like you're really pulling out the cards that they're naming from the deck that they just shuffled. So that's why I would urge you to check out the original version. It uses multiple methods, it's ingenious and very clever. And that's really why you should always try to look for source material, because you're going to learn stuff there that is just invaluable. You know what they say, right? Like, there's nothing new under the sun anymore, right? But the truth is that old is gold. That is the real truth. So if you can get your hands on the Jinx issue 12, then you'll be able to learn how to do the original version. Okay, moving on to the second effect. The second effect is called the robbery, and this was my favorite effect on this instructional. In this effect, you hand out a deck of cards, you have the spectator cut the cards, and they look at the card that they cut to. You don't see anything. They complete the cut, and then you have them hold the cards in their hands, and you tell them you're going to try to steal their card by them while they're holding the deck. Then you tell them that you've stolen the card. You have them spread the cards face up on the table. They look for their card. They can't find it, and you're holding it in your hand by that point. What makes this so strong is that you never know the identity of the card. They never tell you the identity of the card until the end when you're holding it in your hand. It's a real shocking effect to the spectator, especially because their card vanishes from the deck, and the deck has been in their hands the whole time, pretty much. So I really liked it a lot. Again, it's using multiple methods, not just an index. So for me, this was the effect that I performed the most besides the classic Brooks effect on this instructional. Moving along to the third effect, we have Wallet Nightmare. And this is a classic type of thought of card that comes out of your wallet. Now, this version is designed in a clever way so that way you're only using one of the pocket indexes, and what you're doing is you tell the spectator that you're going to cut an invisible deck, and you're going to let them cut, and you're going to try to cut to the high card to see who gets the higher card. The spectator cuts to a card, they tell you what it is, and you tell them, oh no, that's not possible, you couldn't have cut to that card because it's in my wallet. You produce the card out of your wallet. And in this version, Herman is using a Mullica wallet. So if you have a Mullica wallet, then you'll be able to perform this. And because of the design of the routine, everything goes into one pocket, including the Mullica wallet. So it's very easy to perform. If you're not familiar with the Mullica wallet, this is a no palm card to wallet. So it's very easy to pull out this wallet with the card, and then you can immediately show them that in the inner wallet, in the zippered compartment, you have their card that they merely just named. Now, that is one way to do it. And again, like I mentioned earlier, I would recommend instead that you use more of a lapel style wallet, and that you have the card come from a sealed envelope that's in the wallet. That's just my preference because I think that looks so much cleaner. But to do that, of course, you're going to have to bring a palm card to your breast pocket. I mean, so for me, that's like a no-brainer. It's so simple, but some people might be adverse to that for some reason. So anyway, I think that there's nothing wrong with the Mullica version that's taught on there. And you can find other similar routines that use indexes, kind of card to wallet. You can find them in Corinda. I think it was chapter 3 under predictions. And also Ed Marlowe, of course, put out some stuff using indexes to wallets as well. So there's a wealth of different sources out there you can go to. But that is the third routine on here. And then finally, the fourth routine is called indexless. And in that routine, you take out a paper bag, you take a deck of cards and you let somebody shuffle it, and then you just drop it in the bag, and you shake the bag up, somebody names a card and you go into the bag and take out cards. You take out the named cards out of the bag. And so that's called indexless. There are some variations that go over in terms of using a bucket or using a top hat, but I think you get the gist of what that is, and that's the 4th routine that's on there. Finally, the last thing that you learn on the instructional video is called Impromptu Cheetah, and this is an instruction of how you can construct an impromptu Cheetah index without having the actual device, just using cards in the card box, but using the same design of the Cheetah. You can make an impromptu version if you wanted to perform an index type effect and you didn't have your Cheetah on you. So I think that that's really useful for some people, especially if for some reason you break yours, although it's made very well, so I don't think it's something that's going to break easily. All right, guys, so my impressions of this product is I would recommend that you guys pick this up. I was very impressed with this. It was very easy to use. I had so much fun road testing this, and for me personally, this is the best card index that I've ever bought, like best commercial card index that I've ever picked up. And I've bought quite a few card indexes, and I've made some card indexes as well. And the main reasons is because it's so easy to use, it's so fast, there's like virtually no memory work involved. So this will really boost your confidence with a card index. If you're into card magic, I think that you're really gonna like this a lot, especially because of all the different applications that you can have with this. As I mentioned earlier, you can use this as an out, like if your card trick goes south. You can also use this as a final kicker and a prediction type effect. Like example, let's say you're performing Simon Aronson's Histed Heisted and you want to predict the last mentally thought of card. Well, this is the perfect way to do it. If you want to ring in a duplicate card, this is another excellent way to bring in a duplicate card into the deck, like a duplicate selection, which opens up a myriad of possibilities. Let's say that you just want to strengthen your brainwave effect. Like let's say you do a brainwave effect. Somebody thinks of a card, you show them it's the only card that's reversed in the deck, and of course that card has an odd back to it. Why? Because you took the card out of the deck. In fact, it's in your pocket. Here, check it out. You see, so you've now strengthened your brainwave effect. So many applications. If you're into card magic, you really should do yourself a favor and pick this up. For those that are interested, some other sources, good sources of card index effects you may want to check out, of course, the Jinx, Encyclopedia of Card Tricks, Mnemonica. Max Andrews put out a little book that I picked up a couple of years ago off of eBay, which was called 16 Card Index Gems. There's some nice stuff in there as well, but you'll find scattered all throughout the literature a lot of different routines that do use card indexes. In fact, if you have practical mental effects, you'll find in there's an effect by Animan, it's called Wired Thought, where you call somebody up on the phone and they name a playing card and you produce it from your pocket, basically. So there's a lot of different stuff out there, so I think that you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. So here is my rating, a breakdown of it, and just to touch on a few things, under quality and creativity, you can see that I gave this a lot of points, and the main reason is because this index is made to last. I think it's gonna last longer than me. I think the only thing on it that can break is the elastic, and if it does, it's not a big deal. You can just put your favorite rubber band around it. I really like the design of the index because it's so easy to remember where the cards are. And as I mentioned before, this is going to boost your confidence when you use it. You can see here that the lowest thing I gave it a rating for was the price, which I rated as 3 out of 5, and because I thought it was priced fair. Of course, they could have charged less for it probably. But it's not overpriced per se, but like I said, maybe they could have charged a little less for it. I guess it's just priced fairly is what I would say. But you can see my final rating is 4.17 out of 5. Highly favorable. I would highly recommend this to you guys. And as usual, if you guys have any questions or comments about this review, hopefully I answered them for you. But if I haven't, just leave me a comment below. Thanks so much, guys, for watching my reviews. I hope that this has been eye-opening to you, because I've had a lot of fun with this over the past couple of weeks, and I think that you're gonna have a blast with it. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next review.